معكم وتركتنا صحبة وخير في الجميع. Inshallah, always asking for madad, abiduna bin madadakum, that we are nothing without madad, without heavenly support of Sayyidina Habibullah, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ahlul bayt al-kiram, khasatan our shaykhs. That this association always under the flag of Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Muhammad Nazim inshaAllah, and his representatives, Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Qabbani, Shaykh Qabbani. They are the shaykhs, they are the guides, they are the perfected ones, and I'm nothing. I'm not claiming to be a shaykh, not claiming to be a guide, and asking to enter into an ocean of nothingness. That this dunya making us to be something which is an illusion, and thinking we have some ability, thinking we have some strength, always trying to build us as if we have power. And the more we become something, I become something, the I becomes important. Mawlana Shaykh teaching, the farther I'm moving from that divine presence, that divine or heavenly presence, moving away from Allah's pleasure. So then tariqah comes and teaches us to negate ourselves and to enter an ocean of nothingness. If we claim to be nothing and advise people before we talk, before we act, before we do anything, especially in tariqah, that I am nothing and my shaykhs, they are something from Allah's divinely gifts from the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. Sayyidina Muhammad is everything, Allah is absolute everything, and I'm nothing. Mawlana Shaykh's teaching for us, because a reminder for myself and for all others, that if we claim to be something, the benefit of the association is very small. If I claim to be something and people are coming for healing, people are coming for dua, people are coming for something, any representative of tariqah or spiritual master or spiritual path, if you say, I am something, you're in competition with Divine Presence. As soon as you're in competition with Divine Presence, you're creating an idol of yourself, and people begin to worship you, worship the idol instead of the Divine Presence. And as soon as you put an I, or give the impression that you have the ability to do something, this is Mawlana Shaykh's teaching, and we've gone over this before, but reminder for myself. As soon as you give the impression that you can do something, then the Divine immediately saying, let's all step back and see what this person can do. And immediately that burden is thrown onto that ego that is claiming everything. If Divine support leaves, then let's see how you're going to heal. That sickness will come onto you. Let's see how your dua will be answered, and you'll be sitting there trying to think of all sorts of formulas, all sorts of remedies, and Divine Presence moves back, Heavenly Presence, the Prophets, the Saints, all of them move back, and you claiming to be something, let's see what you can do. And now the whole association is no longer benefiting, but they are now suffering from the I-ness of that teacher. So then Mawlana Shaykh's reminder in our teachings for us to understand the power of the association and how the association is helping us. How is this barakah coming? How are the du'as inshaAllah being answered? How is the healing moving from that Divine Presence, Heavenly Presence, from all the Prophets, through Awliya, through Malaika coming down, is then they teach us, be nothing. They teach us, tell them you're nothing. Tell them and keep telling people that I'm nothing. Abiduna bi madadakum. I'm abadan, I'm non-existent. I'm absolute nothing without their madad and without their support. If they insist on coming, because it takes faith. A lot of people think I have to build myself up and then people will believe in me and come and therefore expand the association. Even they think they're doing that for their Shaykh. That I'll expand the association and my Shaykh will be happy with me. But Mawlana Shaykh teaching us the station of faith is that it's not you building anything. You don't need to build the association. You don't need to make people to move towards you. You have to do what you need to do for your reality. Means I have to negate myself consistently. I have to remind myself I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing, and keep moving into that ocean of nothingness. If you sit and find someone who says they're nothing and you insist on asking a dua, then they're teaching who's responsible for answering your dua. That becomes the secret of tariqah. But in the majlis, Mawlana Shaykh was teaching us, if you want those du'as to be accepted, if you want healing to take place, you want the association to have power, you must destroy the I in the association. Your I-ness will always destroy the association. If you're going to put out an article, you're going to put out a teaching, you're going to put out a website, take your name off, take your I-ness off of it, take your identity off of it and convey their message, convey their teaching, convey what the Sultan and Awliya Allah is teaching. Then if somebody comes to the association and you said that you're nothing and they're asking, oh can I have a dua, then who's responsible for that dua? They're the shaykhs. Means the shaykhs are saying that you're flying our flag in that association. You are putting that picture of us so when people walk through the door they know that that association, this is the Shaykh, Sultan al-Awliya, Mawlana Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani, his representatives, Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Qabbani, Shaykh Adnan Qabbani. They know, they see these faces, they heard you say you're nothing, but their faith is saying still, I want to dua. Then at that time when they want to dua, then these shaykhs are responsible for answering that dua. Because like a legal disclaimer, everything is a adab. And Mawlana Shah Naqshband was teaching our way is a association, companionship and gathering. That to be a sahabi, to be a companion means keep the company of people and keep in the gathering, and that companionship opens up its reality. That if you negate yourself, and all of us, because all of our meditation teachings, all of our zikr teaching is that we have to constantly negate. When I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing, and I'm sitting and meditating, I'm not trying to build myself to move into that Divine Presence. I'm asking, Ya Rabbi, I'm nothing. I'm like an atom that is a piece of dust in the pocket of my shaykhs. That let me just be a little atom in their pocket. They are reaching your satisfaction, you are happy with them, you are dressing them, and I see myself as nothing. So then Mawlana Shaykh teaching is then how this association has power, how healing is taking place, how du'as are being answered, is you move yourself out. As soon as you negate yourself, when they come and ask for du'a, we are hearing, the shaykhs are hearing. And if the shaykhs are hearing, then Prophet is hearing. Because like a legal disclaimer, Ya Rabbi, I have told them I'm nothing. I'm here just holding a position, holding a direction, and they're coming and they're asking for something. I have no way to help them. I have no way to satisfy what they're asking for. All I can do is rely on that support, that madad. وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ, that your order was keep the company of the Sadiqeen, that in our lives we're keeping their company, and at that moment you move back and these awliyaullah are present in that association. They're always present in the association. We said before, it's not what you know in life, it's who you know that opens all the doors for you. You may know many things. Many people may have many degrees. If they don't have contacts, they don't get the right job. Imagine the spiritual world. You may read many books, many different knowledges, but if you don't keep the company of someone spiritually successful, these saints that achieve tremendous success, nothing opens, because it's not the knowledge that opens, but that reality, that light that begins to reflect upon us to open that reality. So they're teaching us that as soon as you negate, their presence is coming. So then the difference in this tariqah versus other spiritual paths, because you may go to other spiritual paths or you may hear of other spiritual paths where they're making lots of different du'as for everything you ask. And this is from the greatness, from our understanding of Naqshbandiyya, that you may go to many different people with heavenly abilities and they make all sorts of long du'as, they make all sorts of prescriptions, they say recite this, do this, recite this, do this. It's an entertainment, and many times it's because that individual has no connection, has very limited connection. So imagine they're going into a room and like throwing darts. They're giving you all sorts of recitations and they're making all sorts of recitations as if a room, and they can't see in that room. So then they hope if they throw enough darts, recite this, okay, recite this, then recite this, then recite that, one of them going to hit something. One of them going to be a jackpot. But Naqshbandiyya al-Aliyya is teaching that if you negate yourself, we're already there. We're all around you. We hear you, we hear them. That you are a, again Mawlana teaches by the technology around us, is that if you learn how to be nothing, you learn correctly how to be nothing, then you inherit from the hadith of Prophet that when my servant approaches my Divinely Presence and approaches me with voluntary worship, extraordinary things, not the things you've been ordered to do, we do those. But when my servant approaches with voluntary worship, I become the ears in which he hears, his hearing. I become his seeing. I mean the ever living attribute of hearing. Not just I hear through his physical ears. Means I'm going to dress that servant from divinely oceans to hear. And then there are infinite degrees of what that hearing is. That I'm going to be that servant seeing, I'm going to be that servant speaking, that servant's breathing, they're going to be breathing from Bahr al-Qudra. I'm going to be that servant's hands. And that's why we say the hands have tabarak, tabarak alladhi biyadihi mulk. We read Surah al-Mulk 2 times a day in the Naqshbandi Awrad, and we read Surah al-Yasin in the morning, wa subhanalladhi biyadihi mulk. Allah Azza wa Jal is praising those hands. That if you reach that listening, you reach those eyes, you reach that divine breath, you reach that divine tongue, dressing that heavenly tongue, then those hands are under Allah's qudra. And those qadam, the feet, are moving in Allah's direction, so much so that that servant has power of kun fayakun. Naqshbandiyya is taking from that reality. So they're teaching their students, don't be anything. As soon as you want to show yourself and you giving a formula and you saying do all these things like a prescription, do like this, show this miracle, show that, then that power backs away. That connection backs away and it's okay, let's see what you're doing. How are you going to solve that situation, the fastest and most powerful solution for people and for ourselves is learn how to be nothing. Ya Rabbi, I'm not going to be able to recite everything for people, I'm not going to be able to memorize everything for people, I'm not going to be able to open all of these different complicated formulas and ta'weezes and all these things. These are from people who don't have powerful masters. So they're learning secrets as they go, as they uncover a secret, they play with it, and then they go out and get people to come to them, and then they start to say, okay, do like this, do like this, do like this, do like this, inshallah it works. They're teaching us the highest level of connection is you be nothing, just you be a mobile phone for us. Anytime they sit, we are hearing through your ears. And that's why now the mobile phone has best technology. You have touch screen and you have video, video conferencing coming, where you'll be able to call and immediately the person will be seeing and talking to you with a video over your mobile phone. All of that is heavenly reality. Allah is saying, don't you believe Toshiba more than you believe heavens. Don't be Buddha-parast. Idol worshipping means that you have more faith in Motorola than you have in Allah. You are already built video phone. Not one lens, you have two lenses. You're hearing in stereo. But if you exist and I exist, your phone doesn't worth anything, just for the applications you've loaded. But you want heavenly applications, you want access to heavenly servers, then learn how to be nothing. Abiduna bin madadakum, Sultan al-Awliya keeps saying that I'm nothing without your madad. So then everything they're teaching for us is the power of these associations is that when we really come to people who know how to be nothing, as soon as you talk to them, their ears are ringing. Means all their shaykhs are listening, and what type of shaykhs are listening? We're talking about kutub al-mutasarif. He's the kutub in charge of all sustenance for all the created dunya, not the kutub of just this earth. Means the kutub of every physical form and sustenance arriving onto that form. Mawlana Shaykh Hisham, one of the big wazirs, 7 wazirs in the presence of Sayyidina Mahdi salam, like Ashab al-Kahf, nothing changed. Ashab al-Kahf were 7 ashab, sahaba, companions. These 7 ashab completely give themselves, and the guard of that cave is Qitmir. Qitmir, it starts with Qaf, Qaf al-Quran al-Majid, that is the reality of Sayyidina Mahdi salam. And Ashab al-Kahf are 7 awliyaullah who eternally have achieved that gift from Allah that their souls are eternally in a, that's not the nuclear fission, fusion. What Allah is sending to them, they are sending to Sayyidina Mahdi salam. What Sayyidina Mahdi salam is receiving, sending back to these awliyaullah, and a powerful ocean of fusion. And they have lent themselves, and Allah describes Ashab al-Kahf that their movement is only by Allah. They move left and right based on the sun, based on Nur Muhammad, and based on the highest realities of light are guiding these 7 souls. And their every movement is only based on what Allah's amr. That light, that reality, one of them is Mawlana Shaykh Hisham. So we say that when your phone is working, you're not having regular awliyaullah, and there are no regular awliya. Even the 124,000 awliya, if you met the 124,000th wali, his ability is unimaginable from what Allah is addressing awliyaullah. So then you imagine you're meeting one of the 7 great saints in all creation, eternal. Their position has always been at that position. So then this association under their authority means they're right there. If you negate yourself, and we learn the process of nothing. عَبِدُونَ بِمَدَدَكُمْ. I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing. That big qutub is there. And from that big qutub, we know that this association is under the flag of Sultan al-Awliya. Sultan al-Awliya is, and we know nothing about that reality only from what Mawlana Shaykh Hisham was teaching us. That the reality of maqam al-Fardaniyya, the most unique station in creation. When you say Sultan al-Awliya, means they are the representation of the reality of the moon, that they have completely annihilated themselves. They are the most humble of 124,000 saints, and because of that their face is always at the face of Sayyidina Muhammad. Means that their whole being is facing that prophetic reality, which is the source of all light to creation. Because divine essence, Allah la sharika la, la shabiya la. Nothing is like unto Allah. There's nowhere anyone in creation can go and find God. God's essence is dressing the prophetic reality. And to reach in spiritual reality of the face, كُلُّ شَيْءٍ حَالِكٌ إِلَّا وَجْهَهُ يَا وَاحِدَ الْقَهَّارِ. That Allah says everything will perish but the wajh Allah, the holy face. So then whose face? When Allah says the holy face will exist, everything will perish. Because as soon as the muraqabah is opening, the meditation is opening, as soon as you're meditating, you're finding it difficult just to keep yourself in the presence of these shaykhs. Just, I want to be there, and that image goes, and then you feel the energy all around them. The highest level is that not only they bring you into their presence, they put you on your knees and just say, keep looking. And all you look at is their holy face just shining. And this is the reality of huwa hu. Huwa hu on our shirt, that taweez. Huwa Allah is always looking and sending all His qudra to huwa Muhammad. So always Prophet's light is being filled from divine presence, divine essence, always reflecting. Prophet is reflecting that essence to his family, and from his family to all awliya Allah. So all awliya Allah are taking from that reflection. Once you understand what a awliya, what a wali is, then we start to understand what these associations are, what Naqshbandiyya is, what tariqah is. So Mawlana Shaykh begins to define and to explain for us that they are taking from the holy face of Sayyidina Muhammad, and from that face keep changing into the different ahlul bayt. The face of those ahlul bayt are dressing those 124,000 awliya. None of them can be taking any power unless coming from that face. So you asking if they're shia or sunni? I mean, you're crazy. Ask them, are you taking from the face of that reality? There is no level of dunya understanding. You are talking from the reality of light, that in Allah's presence you are Muslim, you are mu'min, you are mukhlis, you are muhsin. You achieve these ranks and you are moving now and you become sadiq. The siddiqeen means that your character is perfected and they begin to take your face into that presence. That face must be dressing your face. That holy face must be dressing your two ears with their energy, must be dressing your two eyes with their energy, must be dressing your two nostrils, means you are breathing from their breath. We said before that we are dead in dunya. When you are dead in dunya, have you ever seen somebody drown in the water? You come to water, and one time we saw and somebody lost their breath and just went down. In this dunya we're like that. Don't think that the breath that you're taking is a real breath. You're at the bottom of a very dirty ocean and you're dead. But you don't know, the dead one doesn't know that he's dead. He thinks he's breathing and enjoying everything. So then the whole power of the meditation, the muraqabah, all of the processes is that these awliya Allah have been sent, save that dead one. Means Allah said, we created means that we created life, we created death. We are going to bring you from that imitation existence. Forget the Arabic, which is very bad. But Allah teaching that we created the death and we created the life. Means when a saint, when a wali is sent to begin to teach you, he's found you dead in that water. If you were alive, you were already a wali, you were already a saint. That's why we said in this, the zombie movies are how saints are looking at us. They see us in our worst character. Otherwise, how people are killing each other on TV? They're zombies. If they knew their angelic reality and they knew their angelic dress, would they harm anything? They'd be like nature. Just take what they can eat and leave everything alone. But we are zombies now. We are crazy, eating and terrorizing and killing each other because we are dead. So when that wali comes and that order comes, they take us out and they begin to breathe. They're putting their mouth on our mouth. They're breathing from their breath into our lungs. They're taking us from nafas al-rahmah, from the paradise breath in heavenly presence. That breath that Allah sending that qudrat to Sayyidina Muhammad Prophet's breath is the breath, liwal hamd, is the breath for all existence. And these walis are taking from that breath and breathing into us. Means they begin to change our breath. They begin to rebuild us, resuscitate us, revive us in that presence. So then that when we say that you're in the association of these big awliya Allah, it's something we can't imagine. That we are so connected to all the ahlul bayt. Their power of that association is coming from these ahlul bayt. It's not a matter of can you love them or not love them. There's no power without them. It means they are the owners of the Kawthar. Every word and every reality, every secret that is spoken is coming from Kawthar. And the owner of the Kawthar is Sayyidina Muhammad. And the men who give you in dunya the imitation were the Sufyanis of Kaaba. They used to say that we give water to the people making Hajj, therefore we are holy, because our job is to give water. And then Allah you think because you giving water to people who are coming on pilgrimage making you something? Because they were the imitation, the shaitanic imitation of the reality. The reality of holiness are the owners of paradise, where that Kawthar, that flowing springs of realities that Allah said every creation is under Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and all that Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is in the oceans of Kawthar. And the ones who are giving you from that Kawthar are these ahlul bayt. So every wali must be taking from that Kawthar. Then Mawlana Shaykh describes is that wali is taking a spoon, because their strength is small. So they come to the imams and they get one spoon, and they are very powerful, even one spoon. Some wali taking cup, some wali taking spoons and dishes. You know their power by how many people they're reaching. Because what you're taking, Prophet expecting you to distribute. So some wali teach 5 people, some wali teach 10,000 people. Some wali, they teach east and west, north and south, through internet, through television, through their travels. Sultan al-Awliya reaching all of this world in his travels. Mawlana Shaykh Hisham reaching all this world in their travels. Means they're not taking spoon from ahlul bayt. They are taking fountains of these realities. Because that reality is not only a teaching, it's an angelic power. That they're coming to the presence of Prophet ﷺ and saying, we're traveling this whole dunya to spread that light and that love and that qudra. Then they give them fountains of that reality as an energy, and dressing from them, and they dressing all of creation. So then Mawlana Shaykh begins to teach us that the power of these associations are something unimaginable. That when we begin to believe that this association is filled with the qudra, the Sultan al-Awliya must be here, because you're seeing the adab. If we make a chair and sit on the chair, the Shaykh is saying, you didn't put anywhere for me, so I'll come back later. So Mawlana taught these tricks, taught these realities for us, that keep these manners, keep these adabs, that Ya Rabbi, nothing, if people are coming, I have nothing to give them, I have nothing for myself. We are emptying ourselves, asking, please, their seat is here, they are responsible for these people, they are responsible for hearing what they're asking, hearing what they're needing, praying for their sustenance, praying for what they need. If you're humble enough to come up, if you're humble enough to ask, if you're humble enough to show up, it's their responsibility, not mine. Then healing, same, they hear everything. They hear all our requests, they hear all of our sicknesses, they hear all of our difficulties in life. So you don't have to worry about, did they hear me? All you have to worry about is, why the answer is not coming. Because now we're at a new level of faith. Other level of faith is, I spend all my time wondering if Allah heard me. So I go from shaykh to shaykh, shaykh to shaykh. Every pious person I can find, pray for me, pray for me. I have this sickness, pray for me. I have this difficulty in life, pray for me. So they begin to teach us, you don't have to go anywhere. That mobile phone is on. These shaykhs are hearing, these shaykhs are seeing, these saints are listening. If the response is not coming, one, it has a benefit in our life, be patient. So you learn your sabr. Or there is a fault in my system that needs to be corrected. So then I must fix that fault. There must be a lacking in my ibadat. There must be a lacking in my sustenance, in my giving, in my generosity. There must be a lacking in my being of service. If all of those are okay, then be patient. Allah's best of planners. So never have to worry about, did they hear? Mawlana says, take your level of belief, no, they hear. The meditation, they're all around us. We're like in the center and they're all sitting in a huge circle from the highest level of realities. Because we said that you're in the presence of Sultan al-Awliya. So if the meditation is not powerful for you, it's because your faith is lacking. Because if they open for you where you are, you'd see yourself in the presence of Sultan al-Awliya. You're asking to hold his feet in the meditation, and Sultan al-Awliya is directly looking to the face, to the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad to all the Prophets, taking from that reality and dressing all his students. If we're not feeling it, because our faith is incomplete. So then they're telling us, believe. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, amanu. You can say, I don't have faith. We have enough faith to be here, but faith is not something you got and now it's there. Every step you have to go higher, you have to go higher. You have to take your belief higher. That I'm here, most definitely. My love is here, most definitely. I'm believing that their association is directly at the highest level of realities, and I'm at their feet. I'm just holding to their feet. I'm asking just to be dressed from that light. They hear my wants, especially when I come to the association and I ask for dua, and I ask because it's a sign of humility. It's not only that I ask at home because I have a representative, I'm coming to the representative and asking, these are my needs, these are my wants, these are the issues in my life then we have to know it's been heard. They heard it, they understood it. Now why something's not happening? Go back and see if everything is correct. If your life is correct, you gave what you were supposed to give, you're doing what you're supposed to do, your ibadat and worship is as it's supposed to be, your service is to be of service, your account is clean, have sabr. Allah has the best of plans. So then we understand the difference of Naqshbandiyya and other associations. If they don't have this association, then the Shaykh is making it up as he goes. Recite this, do like this, do like that, do like this, do like that, do like that. Why would you do all those things if you're in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad? Because we have to think in the world of light, that you came to us in the world of light. If you're really that close, where you're at the feet of Prophet and you say that, oh, so and so, I have a sickness, I have a problem, I have a difficulty with work. If they have to give you 10 things, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that, well, why can't they just ask Prophet make the dua to Allah, it'd be finished. So they're not there, so they have to make all sorts of formulas and potions and events for something to happen, hoping that it will come up to the presence of Prophet he find acceptance and he says Ameen and makes dua. But Naqshbandiyya al-Awliya means their souls, their students, all the loved ones, they're there. They're all in that association. Their Shaykh is the Sultan and Awliya. He sits on the seat that faces directly to Prophet. So then he hears everything. He sees everything that's happening in my life, and I'm even asking the local representative that this difficulty in my life, this healing in my life, to confirm that I was humble. They heard it, they know it. Then what needs to be done to resolve it? If I did what needs to be done, then be patient. They heard, they're working on it, it's going to have the best of outcomes for our lives. So then understanding in healing from the Naqshbandiyya perspective is then to make that connection. So no need to make all sorts of recitations on people. What is needed most for people is to bring them to this oasis. So then when somebody comes through the door sick, if we heal them and use that conveyance and say, I'm nothing, come and heal them, they got healed and they left. What was the benefit? You competed with God, that God gave them a difficulty, so they would seek out a remedy. They would have a life-changing remedy, because the physicality is of no interest to God. Your physicality is hurting or is in ease. If a difficulty comes to that physicality, it's because He loves the reality of your soul. And He knows that if I give you a little bit of difficulty, you're going to seek a remedy for your soul. So then the real ones shouldn't be in competition with Divine Presence. Give him something and send him away. That would be fake. So the Divine and the Divinely teaching is come. Why don't you sit down? Slowly something will happen. Sit at this oasis and begin to build them. Build their connection with the soul. Build their love for these masters. Build their love for these realities, because the healing of the soul is more important than healing of the body. If Allah wanted to place an importance on the body, He could have healed them. So He's sending to spiritual teachers. Mawlana taught us long ago, if Allah's sending to you, it's not for miraculous. Well, Allah couldn't do the miracle Himself, He could have healed instantly. But build their soul is what's important. The broken physicality is a means in which they can meet you. Once they meet you, sit them down, give them to eat and to drink, teach them how to build themselves. What was the expression? If you give a man a fish, or you teach him to fish all his life, it's from that reality. If I give you a fish and send you on your way, what benefit I did for you? Nothing. But if you are a guide of the souls, then teach you how to fish all your life. You'll be fishing. Means you reach your reality of your soul through the means of your physicality, pulled you. So then everything that comes into our association is, don't pray for that to go away fast. Every test that comes, that, oh Shaykh, make this go away, oh Shaykh, make this go away, oh Shaykh, make this go away. They're trying to teach us how to fish. That what is the lesson that you learn from that in life? Everything that comes into my life must be a teaching from myself, from my family, and from my community. If I pray for it to go away before I learn the lesson, what was the benefit? So as soon as it comes, I begin to teach the kids. Say, look, life is very fragile, life is very delicate. Is your relationship good with the Shaykh? Is your love for Prophet ﷺ strong? Is your love for Divine Presence strong? Just as we're doing with outside, we must be doing with our families first, with our communities, with our associations. So then Naqshbandiyya healing is to teach people how to fish, not just keep giving people fishes. So a lot of these alternative healing programs and spiritual programs is more interested in trying to give people fish, and that's why they charge. So they have associations or weekend events, $2,000 and you become a fish master. You pay the big fee and they give you a couple fishes, you go home very happy. Naqshbandiyya is teaching us, no, make it a lifelong effort. Teach them how to fish for eternity, how to build themselves in that love and find themselves in that association, and they should be eternally grateful, eternally happy that their souls reached. And when their souls reach, they are ambassadors for many souls in their lineage of family and loved ones. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al mursaleen, walhamdulillah.